Hi everyone, I am Gustavo and I'm really happy to present to us the Tanos project here. The Tanos project comes from the problem that we can't do atomic swaps in an easy way between Bitcoin, Satoshis and Nostr events because we have different types of stuff in here. In the Bitcoin we have Taproot and UTXOs, and the Nostr we have shard signatures and events. So how we can combine this? We have a point in common between them, because the Bitcoin, Taproot and Nostr signatures use Schnorr. So we can do something with the Schnorr. Tanos is an adapter for Nostr orchestrated swaps. So we can do a bridge between the Nostr events and the Bitcoin and do swaps. It have a guarantee of atomicity because we do in a way that all the things needs to be done or nothing happens. We use Taproot and Schnorr to do this. It's through trustless and peer-to-peer. How it works in the practice? So we have a Nostr event that I want to buy from a seller that have a private key that sign this event. So we need a way to swap. So the seller signs the event and get the nonce of the assignment. With this nonce, we calculate a commitment point to do an adapter signature. So the buyer that wants this signature locks an amount in Satoshis in a Taproot transaction in the Bitcoin blockchain. And to unlock this Taproot, we need to reveal the Nostr signature. So when the seller will spend this, the signature will be revealed, and all the participants have what they want. The seller that's selling the Nostr events have the Bitcoins, and the buyer that's spending Bitcoins to get the Nostr signature have the Nostr signature. Why I needed this? Why we need this? Because this enables cross-protocol swaps. We can now pay in Bitcoin to get Nostr events. Nostr events is a generic asset in the Nostr, but we have a lot of type of events. The most common is tweets, comments, likes, but maybe we can have a ticket for a concert in the Nostr, or a contract for a house, or anything else. I don't know. It's just Nostr, and now we can buy these Nostr signature events with Bitcoin in atomic swap. We don't need smart contracts for this. We just need the Taproot and Schnorr signature. We don't need custodians. And the principal point, it's pure cryptography. We don't need a complex infrastructure to do this swap. We have an implementation in Golang that we can see in the dev post submit. In this submit, we have the GitHub repository, and we have an example folder that is using the library that I create to do the swap. And now we can see an example of exchange of these informations from the seller and the buyer, and validate this locking transaction and this adapter signature point, and view that it works. So in the first lines we generate the key pairs from the sellers and the buyer. We generate a Nostr event, calculate his ID, extracts the nonce point from the signature of this event, and calculate adapter commit endpoint to send to the buyer locks the transaction. So the buyer locks the transaction, and here you have some validations that guarantees that this is a valid transaction. And after the seller spent this transaction revealing the signature or the other part of the signature, you can extract just from the taproot, and now the buyer can know the full signature of the Nostr event. So that is the Tanos. Thanks.